go ahead. Be a composer. It's real easy. No problem. Big thing. Yeah, right. You know, I'm done. Had enough. Had enough. I can't. I'm the only person here who's even thinking about that. I don't even know how I'm supposed to be writing this music. Who's even gonna? There's no point. Nobody's gonna listen to it. I'm on my own. There's nobody here that's gonna listen to it. Nobody. You know, it never works. It never works. All these fans, they all think they have it. They don't have it. They don't know. They're masters of nothing. Can they write a concerto? No. I don't even know. Can they write their name? Probably not. This basement, it's giving me the creeps. The music is making me angry. I gotta go for a walk. I gotta go.
Alright, so you guys are going to be holding hands, okay, and you want your dog in the okay. That could be a symbol of man being an animal. Yes, I like that. Alright, and the mirror, that could be a symbol of God overseeing us. I like that a lot. Okay, and for your dress, are you going to be wearing that, okay, would you mind just going over there? You should wear a different hat. That hat's really big. Yeah, no. This is not a symbol of God, and this is not what I came here for, so, no.
No.
Alright, you know what? I can't do it anymore. I don't know what I'm doing here. I have to go. I'm gonna take a walk.
Okay, here. Take one step forward. Oh, stop right there. Okay. This is not sexual enough. Maybe, turn around. No. This is very frustrating. You know what? Let's take, like a 1 hour break. Yeah.
Jacket, stupid music. Meeting of great minds. Pretty sure I'd be running that meeting.
Meeting of great minds, huh? Guess I'll show up.
Great minds.
Meeting of great minds. Guess I'll come. I'm George Handel.
Salvador Dali.
And I'm Jean Van Eyck.
I'm Ludwig van Beethoven. You guys could just call me Lou. Really easy.
Sorry, I'm late. Is this the meeting of the Great Minds? Group therapy?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Edgar Allan Poe.
Sit down.
Oh.
I guess I'll talk. So I got here because of the flyer. I don't know if you guys saw it on that tree. It said a meeting of great minds. Yeah. So I guess I'll talk first. I'm an artist named Salvador Dali, and my brother, I think he passed away a long time ago, before I was born. And my parents one day, they showed me his grave and told me I'm the reincarnation of him. And that really took a toll on me. It was a very hard thing because like I really had to like bring up my standards. So yeah, you may know me by one of my paintings, The Persistence of Memory. No, like-minded people. Anyways.
Well, I'm here because my doctor says I'm depressed and I need friends, whatever that means. But yeah, I'm mostly a writer and I dabble in poetry and short stories.
Oh, that's cool. I'm a writer too, except I write compositions that last for hours and praise the glory of God over the state. I was looking for some inspiration, so I ended up here.
Honestly, I saw a piece of paper that was stapled to a tree. At first I thought that someone had just picked up a piece of my awesome music and stapled it there for the rest of the world to see. And then I read it and there was some guy's phone number on there. And I figured I might as well give it a shot because it did say great minds, and I do have quite a great mind. I could just compose some magnificent stuff, and I figured I'd give my just bodacious views on man to you guys.
I'm also a painter, but I'm not quite like you. I guess the only thing I agree with you, Mr. Dali, is that we're not like-minded people. My subjects are not clocks, but people. It is important to depict man in his natural environment. You know, God created us, and as his creations, it's only fair to depict man realistically. It is important to include even the slightest details so that each individual man is represented.
Now, this is therapy, right? So let's not throw any jabs at each other, right? And look, my painting, The Great Masturbator, that has no clocks. People!
What did you just say?
The Great Masturbator.
People where? Your use of color evokes way too many emotions. What you need to do is paint what is. Als ich kann. What is as best I can. And you should paint the reality of man as it is, and as best you can without the use of blobs. It's so confusing.
Anyways, I think men should be able to express themselves however they want. I mean, step outside of societal norms, you know, and bring new ideas to the world, and I don't know, just bring out creativity, freedom, you know.
So, Mr. Handel, you're a composer? You write in one dynamic. No one can tell if you're deaf or just untalented.
Oh, please. You treat your music like a personal diary. Try having some adoration for God.
God? Personal diary? I write about real human beliefs. I write about emotions. All your songs about God, it's just about love. It's so typical.
Have you ever even listened to my piece, The Messiah? It's all about the life of Jesus.
My favorite song is Welcome to the Black Parade by My Chemical Romance, and I could draw a really good stick figure.
What is My Chemical Romance?
Did he say My Whimsical Slow Dance? That sounds terrible. I'm only familiar with Mozart and Schubert.
Chemical romances? Whatever. And I don't even know why this guy is getting so defensive over what influences my art.
I'm just trying to get along with these guys, but none of them seem to understand me. Reminds me of my childhood.
Yeah, I don't know what this Poe guy is talking about, and I don't understand why I'm so different from all these other great minds. The flyer lied. All of us somehow differ from one another in technique and inspiration. It's quite strange.
Honestly, I'm not sure where that Beethoven guy is coming from. He's never even listened to the Messiah. And what about Saul? Now that piece broke some barriers.
He said he broke some barriers.
Broke barriers? Come on, man. The only barriers he's broken were the guardrails when he was driving over here. Has he ever even heard Moonlight Sonata in C-sharp minor? Yo, you guys can add that in, right?
Yeah,
You could.
Yeah,
All right,
we got
perfect,
you.
perfect. I mean, the emotions that are drawn out of me every time I hear it. Just the first movement, it's magnificent. It's such a simple and repetitive melody, and it carries such deep emotion. Anyways, I'd like to think that Mr. Briefcase, or whatever his name is over there, could appreciate my music from one composer to another. I mean, don't tell him I said this, but some of his stuff is quite, how are the kids saying it now? Rad, if you would.
I poured my heart into that piece, and it's all about God, nothing about love. It pushes the boundaries of contemporary music, and I'm sure that's something that this guy's never, ever done before. I wrote a carillon into that piece, which, if you ask me, is pretty impressive. It's very brass heavy, which does push the boundaries of orchestral music. I can't even tell you how popular that piece was when I wrote it. And he should see my other works too. I oftentimes criticize authority, and especially the upper class. Pretty cool if you ask me. Sure, Beethoven is an independent artist, but at least I have the guts to criticize those who I'm working for. But I don't know. I guess his music is okay. I can appreciate it. But those painters in the room, they're just plain weird. And Edgar Allan Poe, I feel bad for him. I don't even know why he's here. I guess Beethoven and I can get along.
If that Dali guy thinks his art is a real deal, he has another thing coming. I mean, look at this. The Virgin and Child with Cannon, one of my favorite pieces. Look at the detail in the carpet. The carpet! I set the stage for artists to realistically depict man and our religious figures whom we look up to. My use of color and disguise symbolism impresses even myself. God should be represented in practically every piece of art. He is the reason we are here, and we, his creations, should uphold God's values. The position of my subjects, the objects within the room, all represent in one way or another a religious belief or standard. These other creators don't understand how vital it is to include these details in their forms of art. I thought at least the other painter would understand me, but his style is a complete mess. Clocks and blobs of women? What significance and contribution does that have in our world and to our creator? Knowing that art has drastically changed this much over time is certainly jarring, but I am reassured to know that some modern artists still use the same techniques I taught myself and care about the tiniest details to ensure intense realism. It is interesting that so many more new subjects and techniques are used today compared to my time.
To be honest, I'm just messing with Van Eyck. You know, I used to not be into that whole God thing. I was very anti-religion, especially during the Surrealist movement. But it wasn't until later, where I converted to Catholicism, that I started more of my paintings to reflect that change. Oh, like in my painting, The Temptation of St. Anthony. For example, you can see St. Anthony in the bottom left corner on his knee, and you can see these horses with weird figures on their backs. Well, there's St. Anthony and then these horses, which showcase each temptation in Earth. And this painting represents when someone's faced with temptation, and it's really up to their faith and prayers to resist those temptations, because it really is hard without a true devotion to God. I'd say I'm pretty religious, and yeah, I should probably tell Van Eyck the truth. I bet he's talking some nonsense about me, talking about how I'm not religious, but I really am. And I guess I bet that Handel and Beethoven, they're probably bad-mouthing each other. That's pretty ironic, huh? We go to group therapy, but we're all just yelling at each other, not fixing any emotions whatsoever. And, oh, Poe, yeah, I forgot about him. Our interview's probably really silent, or maybe he's like venting a bunch, because we didn't really talk to him.
I just don't think anyone here gets my vibe, you know? They're talking about God and humanity and the meaning of life, blah, blah, blah. What about living in the present? I thought this was group therapy. But for some reason, no one seems to want to talk to me. But I desperately need to talk to someone. Like, literally anyone. About the thoughts plaguing my mind, such as, is life even worth living? I'm so sad, like, all the time. I met my wife when I moved in with my Aunt Maria, and I was just completely taken by her daughter. She was 13. We hadn't been together ever since. Oh, how I miss my sweet little Virginia. She was the only thing that really kept me together. I am a table, and she was the legs that holding me up. Now all I am is alone in a room full of nut jobs with this stupid black bird pecking at my window.
That Poe guy gives me the creeps.
There's definitely some childhood trauma there.
Even I can hear him mumbling to himself.
I'm sorry. I can't be the only one that heard that he married his 13-year-old cousin.
Sorry, the voices in my head are speaking a little too loudly. Anyway, I struggled a lot in life between my depression, bipolar disorder, consistent poverty, and alcoholism. However, I really found an outlet in my poetry and literature. I think I can really create something people have never really experienced before and reach a whole new audience of literary consumers. It's a creepy and eerie style. It's almost gothic.
Wait, where are all of you from?
Well, I was born in Boston, but I grew up in Virginia, so now I'm here, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I'm born in a small town called Figueres in España. It's by Barcelona. I don't know if you know that place. It's a pretty nice place, if I say so myself.
I'm actually from Bonn, Germany.
I'm from Halle, Saxony, which is in Germany, but I do a lot of my work in England.
Wait, is this not early Renaissance? I'm from Northern Europe, but I moved to work under Duke Philip the Good in France. You know, this honestly makes sense. No one wanted to rationalize their thoughts and talk about the reality of man and the reason we're here. This makes a lot of sense, actually.
You know, I could learn a thing or two from you. We're both composers. We both make music. Your music's pretty cool. And all of you, I mean, we're all artists. Let's all learn something from each other, right?
What did he say? What?
Anyways, I agree. We really can learn from each other. And I really, this really was a meeting of great minds. And Van Eyck, I'm sorry, but I really do believe in God now. You know, before I didn't, but now I do. So I guess we could come to terms.
You know, what's said is fine, and I feel like we all just got a little hectic at different time periods. We're all artists. We have great minds. We all express it in different ways. So
Yeah.
I think it's okay, and I apologize too.
I'm so sad and lonely. I could write about that.
It really makes you think, where did all of the time go? Yeah, I think the therapy session went really good. How about you guys?
Yeah, I agree.
think so.
I feel like we could do this regularly. You guys want to meet next week?
Wait, I can tell my therapist I have friends?
Yes,
Sure.
yes you can.
All right!
Everywhere you look.